So you want to learn Spanish? You've come to the right place. This is a series of Spanish videos for high school students and anyone else that wants to learn Spanish in a simple and fun way. This is section 101 and I'm going to teach you how to become an expert on basic conversations. On this video, we're going to learn about the alphabet, weird things in the language, and the sound of everything. Bienvenido! My name is Mariela, but you can call me Em until a few videos from now where you'll be able to pronounce it properly. Spanish is a beautiful, rich language, but it has a few weird things, so let's get the basic ones out of the way. You probably noticed it already, but just one exclamation point is not enough for us. We Hispanic people are intense and we need an exclamation point at the beginning of the exclamation too. Fortunately for you, we didn't get too creative and we just decided to flip upside down the one that we already had, like in Bienvenido, here. By the way, we do the same thing with a question mark, and I'll take this opportunity to ask you, how are you today? ¿Cómo estás hoy? Muy bien. But wait a minute, what is that? That is called tilde, and it's the second weird thing we're pointing out today. For now, I'll just tell you two things about tildes. One, they make that syllable sound stronger, and two, they can only be on top of vowels. Example, like ¿dónde o cuándo? ¿Dónde? ¿Cuándo? Tildes have many rules and not every word will be decorated with one. But more on this later, probably in a few semanas or weeks. But why not mañana or tomorrow, you may ask? Well, first, I'm finding out that these videos are a lot of work and there's no chance I can finish another one by tomorrow. And second, because right now I need to talk about the third weird thing in Spanish, la ñ. The N with a hat, or ñ, is an extra letter we decided to add to our alphabet, and it sounds like GN, like in gnocchi. You might have heard of those. You already know an example, mañana. Luckily for everybody, there aren't many words that carry an ñ, but a few could be añadir, to add, soñar, to dream, or bañar, to bathe. And this cool giant bird from South America called ñandú. Look at that, both ñ and tilde. Now let's talk about the sound of a few letters that are similar. The S, the C, and the Z. The S or S and the Z or Z have the same sound, which is the sound as S in English. Except in Spain, where they pronounce the Z like a th, and they do the same with the C. For no reason, that's why Spaniards say Barcelona instead of Barcelona like everybody else, just ignore them. So to sum up, S equals Z equals S in English. Got it? Great. But what about the C? Well, it depends on what vowel follows it. If it's an E or an I, then the C sounds like an S. But if it's followed by an A, O, or a U, it sounds like a K. Let's practice. Ciencia, zorro, siempre, carro, cuando, cero. This is probably a good moment to quickly show you what vowels sound like in Spanish. We have two types of vowels. The open ones, and they are called open because we need to open our mouths wide to pronounce them, and those are A, E, O. And the closed ones, because we don't open our mouths as wide to pronounce them, and those are I, U. Now, let's spend a few seconds on that word, carro, or car. As in English, we also, sometimes at least, double the R's. What's the difference? Well, the R has two possible sounds. One is a soft one, like when babies try to speak, and the other one is a strong one, like the roar of a tiger. There are two different scenarios for an R with a strong sound. The first one is if it is at the beginning of a word, like in rosa, which means either rose or pink. And the second one is if it is somewhere in the middle of the word and it still wants to sound strong. That's when it gets help from its friends. And it just doubles because we're stronger together, right? Like in carro. Notice the two R's. In every other case, the sound is soft or weak, like in cara, face. Opera, pear. Now let's practice. Suelo, azul, ácido, ropa, para, arriba, cepillo. Let's just quickly review their meaning. And we have suelo, floor, azul, blue, ácido, acid, ropa, clothes, para, for, arriba, up, cepillo, brush. Wait a minute, what is that? Okay, that is a double L. We call it elie, and it's in our alphabet, just a few letters before the ñ. We can say that it sounds like a Y. Okay, yeah, sounds like a Y, that's good enough. Other examples of words with elie are lluvia, llama, or llamada. In some cases, we also double the C's, making them sound like an X, like in acción, action. Or the N's to enhance its sound, like in innovación or innovation. Look at us using big words already. Just one more thing about letters and sounds that could be tricky. The G or G and the J or J. The J or J has always the sound of an H in English. Examples are jaula, cage, jamás, never, jinete, rider, or juntos, together. Jaula, cage, jamás, never, jinete, rider, or juntos, together. The G or G, on the other hand, can have two possible sounds, depending on the vowel that follows it. If it's followed by an A, an O, or a U, it's gonna have a soft sound, like in go in English. But if it's followed by an E or an I, the sound is gonna be strong, same as the J, like an H in English. Examples are gato or cat, goma or eraser, guante or glove, gente, people, and ágil, agile. But what if we need to make a soft GE or GI sound? Well, we came up with a solution for that by adding a silent U in the middle. Examples are guerra or war, or guiso, stew, much better than guerra. Which brings us to the last weird thing of the day. That's likely not very common, but we still need to know it because I am a good teacher and I don't want you to go all WTF in the rare, very unlikely event of it showing up. And it is called diéresis. And it literally looks like this. Yes, we are that cool. We put a smiley face in our words. Why? Because we can. The diéresis are those two dots that make the eyes of the smiley face. They can only be on top of the U because the U is the only letter that resembles a smile. Makes sense, right? And yes, that is the real reason. By adding the eyes to the smile, the U sound is no longer silent. Examples are pingüino, penguin, or bilingüe, bilingual, which is what you'll be able to call yourself if you keep watching my videos. Let's just make a quick mention, the Q. The Q or the Q in Spanish, it's always followed by a silent U and a vowel, and it sounds like a K. Examples are que, quién, and aquel. And look at us using all those double exclamation points and question marks, and why not the tildes too. Muy bien, we did it! You made it through the first lesson. But before I say adios, let's practice a little bit. Como, árbol, atención, how, tree, attention. Notice the tildes and the stronger sound on that syllables. Mañana, caño, pañuelo. Tomorrow, pipe, tissue. Notice the ñes. Ratón, correr, error. Mouse, to run, mistake. Notice the double R's. Amor, corazón. Love, heart. Notice the soft sound of the R's. Amarillo, yellow. We have a soft R sound and an L, double L. Quinta. Notice the silent U. Now you actually can pronounce la quinta in the way it's supposed to, la quinta. Now the lesson is officially over, so you're invited to like, comment or share this video. You can even watch it again and make a list of all the new words that you learned today. Actually, that just gave me an idea. Tarea, homework, and notice the single R with a soft sound. Ahora sí, adiós.